Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash, Barakathom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled and teach well, and peace and salutations to Ya'akim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. This is the brother Raya with another video, and this is going to be another video dealing with the mark of the beast, which is that microchip implant. 2019 has been deemed the year of the Karagma, or the year Esau really pushes for that chip. And with each passing day, we're getting closer and closer to Esau Edom, the so-called white man's mandatory implementation of the microchip implant to further cement his new world order. And I'll be reading from an article on activistpost.com titled, NEC's global being the key word, facial biometrics program will solve health problems. And this global facial biometrics program is just another stepping stone towards leading to the microchip implant. It's just another example of the powers that be getting people acclimated to giving up their biometrics and eventually getting that microchip implant and giving up their privacy and freedom. And we got some images of facial recognition going on, which will be replaced by that mark in the forehead or that brain chip implant. Last week, NEC Corporation and Nagasaki University announced that they are creating a global facial recognition program based on the UN's slogan of eradicating poverty called Leave No One Behind. And who are the main ones behind the UN? The Edomites, are so-called white people. And these corporations like NEC or these other heads of state in these nations around the globe all rub shoulders with the elites and are on board with this New World Order agenda. Because in order to get that high up or maintain your power, you have to play ball with them. And isn't it interesting that all these biometric programs coming out globally have to do with getting your face scanned or giving up your fingerprint, which goes perfectly with Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all to get a mark in their forehead or in their right hands, seizing on the chance to turn the UN's slogan into a global facial recognition marketing scheme. NEC has modified it slightly, calling it Fahama Mama Matoto, to know mother and father. If NEC's plan to know mother and child is a success, we can all kiss Hakuna Matata goodbye, because we will no longer have to worry about our privacy for the rest of our days. I have covered the rise of facial biometrics for years, but I have never ever come across such a bold slogan that plainly states that they want to identify everyone, including children. And the reason these programs are getting more bold is because, as it says in Revelation 12 and 12, the devil is come down in great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. The elites of these Edomites know that their time's almost up, so they're scrambling to get everything together to implement this New World Order as soon as possible, because they understand the scriptures and know that when the true men of the Lord are out there on the highways and byways pushing this word, and when the true children of Israel start to wake up and come back to their power, which you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, whatever kingdom that's ruling at the time is going to come to an end. And these elites also understand that when they're taken out of power, and that when the Edomites in general are taken out of power, they're going to go into 1,000 years of hardcore bondage and slavery before their permanent eradication. And of course they don't want that. Although the European Union's Edomites mandatory national biometric ID cards and the NIH's 1 million person DNA database come close, all just stepping stones leading to that microchip implant. Ed Hasbrook at papersplease.org has done an excellent job at exposing Big Brother Esau's plan to use facial recognition to identify air travelers, but I doubt that even he could have seen this one coming. NEC's Global Facial Biometrics program will solve health problems. NEC's press release is so audacious that I encourage everyone to read it. Here's an excerpt that is almost too incredible to believe. Nagasaki University and NEC Corporation have established a program on global health and biometric authentication with Nagasaki University's Graduate School of Tropical Medicine and Global Health Studies. The aim of this course is to research and develop human resources related to the utilization of ICT, including biometrics, to solve health problems in developing countries. To claim that a global facial recognition program could solve health problems is beyond absurd. I mean, what is next? Why not claim that it can solve disease and drought? This is Psalm chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. We have our Japanese puppets coming up with this global facial biometrics program to help solve health problems in developing countries. But war was in his heart. We have more nefarious means behind it. It's to get people acclimated to eventually taking that microchip implant, which will turn them into our permanent slaves in this society, where the only way to opt out is through death. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. All these programs that come out to supposedly benefit the people and make life easier are all just plans to further the agenda of the elites and their New World Order. NEC also claims their global facial recognition program will help in the management of child and mother health information by identifying everyone. The words in his mouth were smoother than butter. The program will acquire fingerprint and facial images of mothers who volunteer to collaborate with the university's maternal and child health information system, and he causeth all to get a mark in their foreheads or in their right hands. This will enable identification by biometrics, even when identification cards are lost or missing, and will enable the maintenance of health and medical information such as birth data, medical history, treatment history, and immunization status. And a lot of these systems coming out are inherently flawed to where they'll have to say, look, we need to come out with a more what's that word I'm looking for? A more sound system that won't allow for identification cards to be lost or people's biometric data to be lost or hacked. Hey, we have this microchip implant that is specifically tailored to an individual, to where there's no chance of them losing their identity or it being hacked and sold on the black market, because there's already examples of biometric databases being hacked and that information being sold, such as in India, for instance. This is an article I always like going to when dealing with the mark of the beast. Also, an activist post titled, Urine Review Airport Surveillance Takes Off in a New Dangerous Direction. It's unprecedented for the government to collect, store, and share this kind of data with this level of detail, with this many agencies and private partners, and the risk to all of us is real. India's Aadhaar biometric database, built to reduce corruption and expanded for use by other public and private groups, keeps getting hacked. It is not only cheap to buy the information of one of the 1.19 billion people in the database, but the hacks also allow for new information to be entered into the database. Rather than increasing security, India's biometric database created more problems and opportunities for corruption. But if you get a microchip implant, it'll cut down on all these problems with just giving up your biometric data through facial recognitions or fingerprints. Corporation doublespeak has never been better. And on the one hand, you have NEC announcing their plan to create a global facial recognition program starting in Kenya. And on the other hand, they claim that only those who collaborate will be entered into their database. So which is it? Are they laying the groundwork for a global facial recognition program in Kenya, or is it a voluntary collaboration? As part of the activities of this program, Nagasaki University and NEC will verify the effectiveness of a biometric system in the management of child and mother health information, which is important for understanding the health status of local residents. The program will acquire fingerprint and facial images of mothers who volunteer to collaborate with the university's maternal and child health information system, Salakia. Finally, we have an answer. NEC is using the Nagasaki University's maternal and child health information system to help create a facial biometrics program. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but again, war was in his heart. NEC is a master of corporate doublespeak. One has to read between the lines of the next paragraph to truly understand their global plans. The philosophy of Nagasaki University is to contribute to the harmonious development of society by fostering a rich spirit and creating science that supports peace and collaboration. Based on the university's outstanding track record in tropical medicine and other fields, it aims to become a global health education and research center that contributes to better health throughout the world. And there it is. NEC is using Nagasaki University, just like the elites are using NEC, to help create a global facial biometrics program for better health throughout the world. The spread of facial biometrics is driven by government control and corporate greed. It has nothing to do with solving the world's health problems.